All right, great Tuesday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, in with our 15 minutes to mastery that we do each and every day to get your day started off on the right foot with some information, inspiration, motivation to make sure that your day is getting started the way that it should. Hey, listen, it's episode number 397. Can you believe 397 episodes straight of our 15 minutes to mastery to make sure that we get you the information that you need on a daily basis. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. We got new people that are coming along and watching this series now. When I was a general manager, even as a sales manager before that, I always text my team every morning on the way into the office. I would text them a quote, some information, something to just get them primed, get their mind going. And so that's the whole idea behind the 15 minutes to mastery. It's what I do now, live streaming this for everyone across the country, really across the globe. Anybody can watch this and see this, but it's to be able to get you primed and ready for the day. Today we're talking about what's going on within the manufactured home industry and how you as a professional housing consultant, how you as a community manager, anybody on the sales force in the manufactured home industry across the country, how you can actually make a change in the whole public perception that has to do with manufactured homes. Did you know that there's 854 counties across the U.S. that do not allow manufactured homes? 854 counties across the U.S. that do not allow manufactured homes. And as Mike Robbins says, he's got a book that is entitled Nothing Changes Until You Do. And so here's the thing. Been talking about it here lately, and I want to make sure that we get the point across again. There's an article that came out, and that's where this information comes from. I'm actually going to put it up on the screen for you so you can see what I'm talking about. This article here, it talks about some information on what's going on across the country, and this article actually states that manufactured housing is the option, right? Is the way that we can help the housing crisis across the country. And so we've got to make sure that you now are doing your part, because you've got organizations like Manufactured Home Institute, right? The national industry association that is out there promoting this stuff. You've also got your state associations that go out there and they're promoting the industry as well. They're advocating for the industry. They're trying to get zoning changes done. They're trying to do all these things with policymakers. And a lot of times that you as a sales consultant may think, well, what exactly, I can't do anything about that, and we don't stop to think about just the amount of impact that you can have on making that change across the country. And so this article right here, I'm sharing it on the screen. Okay. I'll put the link in the description, but additional manufactured housing could benefit millions of U.S. home buyers. And in this article, the writer here, and I'm going to pull it up on my end so I can see her, Rachel Siegel. Okay. She's a senior officer of Housing Policy Initiative. And we also got Carrie Murakami, who's a principal associate Housing Policy. And they're talking about the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies, which they did back in, I believe it's for 2024, that they did at the beginning of the year in January. This study came out. And it's acknowledging the fact that manufactured homes are the way for the housing crisis to be helped, right? So that we across the country can do our part and be able to help millions of Americans to be able to get the quality, affordable homes that they deserve and they need. Because site-built homes are so astronomically overpriced, or I don't want to say overpriced, but it's just the pricing where it is out of the reach of over 26 million households. 26 million households across the country. So with that being said, as I was saying, these industry associations, they get out there and they're pounding the pavement, right? They're working with the governments, they're working with the federal government, they're working with the local state governments to get the zoning changes done. But what about you? What about you as a housing consultant? What about you as a community manager? What can you do on your end? Because I'm here to tell you, you actually, and I'm sitting here in Tyler, Texas, these guys here and anyone else across the country, you have more influence than even those associations do because you have more influence over the public. You see, whether it's here in Tyler, Texas, everybody in the Tyler area and surrounding areas, when they watch these guys do live streams or when they watch them and their videos they post or their ads that they post for the homes, they're looking at them and they're paying attention to them. They're paying attention to you. Now imagine if you actually started educating people, if you actually started putting posts out there advocating for the industry. And now these people in these areas, let's take for instance here, Tyler, people in Tyler, Texas started noticing that the crew here at Mobile Home Masters was posting information about just how great a quality product manufactured homes are, how much more affordable, not a sales post. They know that you got a house to sell. They know that you got those overstock inventories. I'm talking about educational posts where you influenced in these buyers and how you can help them achieve the goal of home ownership if they just partnered with you to be able to get change done at the local level. You see, when you can influence these people across the country, when you start educating them and they see that whole negative perception it doesn't even apply anymore, right? Because they're still thinking, and they're still thinking that these are the homes from back in the 70s and the 80s, when they're not. They're not. And maybe you got younger families now that are looking at this and they're being influenced by their family members or older family members who are telling them, hey, don't look at those manufactured homes, don't look at those mobile homes, they're not any good. And you know that they are. But the reason why they think that and they continue to think that is because you're not educating them. And you shouldn't just wait for them to show up to educate them. You should be posting. You should be being proactive and putting information out there on the daily basis, along with your sales, along with your videos trying to promote your business. You should be promoting the industry and the solution that it brings. Because as you start getting more and more people to notice this, and you start getting more and more people to even be curious about it and say, hey, you know what? I wonder if maybe that is a good option. And then they actually come by and they look and they get the information and they go through these homes. Now you'll have more and more people that are going to be going to their council people, their local governments, their county officials and saying, why can't we put these manufactured homes in our area here? Why can't we put them in the city limits? Man, the builders are too expensive. These are quality homes. They're going to put them on cement, concrete foundations anyway. It's going to meet FHA and VA standards. We need you to allow this product in our neighborhoods so that we can afford homes. But until you start putting that out there, it's never really going to reach that point. And you may sit and think, well, okay, Caesar, if I do that, okay, I mean, shoot, man, it's going to take a long time. Well, guess what? It's going to take longer the longer we take. It's going to take longer the longer we take to get started in actually advocating for the industry that provides for you and for your families and for your loved ones. But you see, there's too much complacency across the industry. There's too much of the, hey, well, I'm doing well. And when in reality, the idea, that the whole premise behind this is, and that I try and get people to understand in the industry, is it's not about you and you making more money, although you're going to make more money. Even if you're good where you're at, fantastic. If you're good making 150, if you're good making 200 or 300, whatever it is that you're making, fantastic. You should still do more. You should still advocate. And if it means that you make more money, great. And if you're good living off of your 150, 200, but you make an extra 50, an extra 100, then donate that. Do great things with that money. If you're good living off of what you make right now, fantastic. What can you do with another 50, 100, $150,000? How can that benefit your community? How can that benefit the schools in your area? How can that benefit the homeless people in your area, the veterans that can't do for themselves? You can do so much more. And at the same time, you're helping more people to become homeowners. They can't afford homes. You see, we got to stop thinking about just us. And we got to start thinking bigger and broader, and how you truly can make a bigger impact in people's lives. People that you don't even know. But it's going to take us advocating. We can't just sit back, like here in Texas, we can't just sit back and say, well, that's TMHA's job. That's what they're there for. They got to go talk to the government. They got to go talk to the local officials. You know what? That's what they do. But they don't talk to the public. You do. And the public, if you realize and have noticed and you paid attention to the election, the public will speak on what they feel is better for them. We saw that in this last election cycle. The people spoke and said, we want to change. They may change. And so the more we start to influence, and the more we start to educate, and the more we start to show people across the country the benefits of what you offer them, the more that they are going to speak up and discuss going and getting your product into their neighborhoods, and they will make your life easier. But we need to go out and take on that responsibility and do this, because nothing changes until you do. So how can you make that change? Check this out. Okay. First and foremost, you got to make the decision to improve. You have to make the decision to improve. You got to want to learn more. You got to want to get better. First, it starts with making that decision to improve. Next, you got to be able to take pride in your career. Take pride in what it is that you're doing. Because with that, it'll allow you to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Push yourself to learn more. Well, I don't read that. Well, I don't this. I don't whatever. Because you decide to make a change and you take pride in your career, you're going to push yourself to do the things that you're not good at. And with that comes learning. You'll learn more, and you'll learn daily. It's got to be daily. It has to be daily. Well, I don't have the time. Yes, you do. Yes, you do have the time. You have 15, 20, 30 minutes a day where you can learn something. Just like you have 15, 20, 30 minutes a day to post your ads. I don't have the time to market. Yes, you do. You're just not making it a priority. And lastly, what you should do is get out and share what you learn. Share the information that you learn. Like this article that I shared with you today. Go out there and advocate. Go out there and promote this industry. Go out there and educate the people, the public, on the great option that you have. Not just your sales, not just your homes that you got to sell off the lot, not just your homes in the community they're ready to be moved into, but educate them on manufactured housing, the quality, the financing options, the construction, how everything that they thought about mobile homes in the past doesn't apply in today's product, and how your homes are more affordable, and that how you need their help to be able to bring your product into their areas, into their communities, into their neighborhoods, and they will start to speak up. You out here, Salesforce in the industry, we need to start beating that drum. Go on out there and do so. If you need help with that, reach out to us here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. Like I said yesterday, we're going to start putting out information consistently on things that you can use to advocate for the industry. But you should take the lead as well. You guys have a great Tuesday. Go out and do great things. We'll be back in here tomorrow with another episode of 15 Minutes to Mastery. Until then, my friends, I can't wait to meet you.